All right, guys, welcome to the November tournament game here, day 13, and it is on. It is on, ladies and gentlemen. So, the first really big news that I want to share with you is that we actually landed. We landed this. That alone is amazing. Now, it's going to be really, really tough here on out. We landed with 117 infantry, 4 cavalry, and 1 car. What's happening here is we're having to try to attack through this territory that did not have a fort. Yeah. So it's really just a matter of, I don't know why they didn't pedal this out just a little bit to deal faster damage. Maybe they just decided it was safer not to do that since they had 2 people attacking in. But I do think these divided into 2 stacks each would have been a slight advantage here, because the sooner we kill these, the sooner we can chase down this artillery, who's really just wreaking havoc here. That's why we got 18 dead here. Let's look at the casualties. 18 from our side versus 5 and 4. So 18 versus 9. So it's been about 2 to 1. And some death over here as well. I didn't expect that. Yeah, so it's not looking good. 18, 22 to 9 right now. Very lopsided, and that's almost certainly because of this artillery, although that's really just one artillery dealing 1.5 damage every 45 minutes. It's always weird. It's like when I have one artillery, he seems like he's just, a mosquito buzzing in the background. When the enemy has one artillery, it's like, oh, devastating. Now, maybe, and just maybe, a half fort developed here right before we crashed in, and my allies might be able to speak better to that. If a half fort developed, that might explain some of this lopsided business. But we've been getting a lot of that all over the map. We've been getting some real lopsided damage and people expressing frustration. I know down here, Carried was expressing some frustration. He had run, and he's just waiting there. He's asleep and he's waiting. Oh, Jesus. I told him either run them in and attack into this big stack or keep them back. And he did seem to understand that. And now he's standing there on the fort. So I don't know what's happening there. That is not good. I really hope he doesn't go to sleep and we end up being massacred. He might be waiting for this 5 to attack in. My thinking was he just needs to attack this stack. He has a cannon coming in 38 minutes. It'll take another couple hours to get down here. But I thought, maybe he's doing the right thing, but I would certainly have held these back and then run in and man the fort with your cannon. That gives him a decent advantage there. This 2 cannons against 1, but that 1 would be in the fort, so potentially a good thing. So you can see around the map, we've got some fierce stuff going on here. Southern France, as we predicted over and over again, is a huge point of pressure. We can see over here, Morocco's kind of making noise around Italy. I'm pretty confident Italy will be able to defend with no problem. There's some business going on over here. And I promise you, and this one is supported by a cruiser, by the way. So just get a load of this, man. They have a cruiser from Morocco. And let me make sure that's not Spain. Yeah, it's Morocco. Cruiser from Morocco, a cruiser from Spain, and 2 cannon from Spain. So I'm serious. Like, I don't know how this is possible. They have a lot of energy. We know that, but they don't have a lot more material than us. And they just must be wizards. I mean, just absolute wizards with production, because we have now developed 1 cannon. Now, of course, we got knocked back. We got knocked back because of whatever, but we still only were able to scrape together enough resources for 6 factories, and that just barely. And then we went ahead and got level 2 factories and cannons going, but we're only for 6. And it's been tight this whole time. I think they've got like 11 factories, and the sheer amount of artillery on the board right now is staggering. Sweden has 2, and then here we go, 3. Sweden has 3 artillery. We believe that 1 has developed up here at least. We know that Russia was building 3 more. And then Great Britain has 1 cruiser that we know of, and potentially another one. We're not sure. These are support troops streaming up to help Sweden defend. And then 2 cruisers down here and 2 artillery. It's like, what the hell is going on? We are getting crushed in this game, and we the mech game, we knew we would. We didn't expect it to be this lopsided and this quick to happen. It's very sudden, very quick turn of events there. Frankly, I need to get this spy out of here. Back off, buddy. So they are really, really coming at us hard with the mech. We knew they would, but it's just more than we really honestly were prepared to deal with. We thought there'd be some limitation on their just massive mech cranking abilities. And at this point, we've got one cannon on the map, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cannon equivalents, and I'm counting cruisers there, 8 or 9 to our 1. And, I'm building one. This isn't, it's not like we're not building them. I'm building one, but my factory's been knocked down twice. France is about to build one just any minute now, 30 more minutes. And of course, we have 3 more coming over here, 1, 2, and 3, all of which have been delayed. Our spies were not effective in delaying up here. I do believe we delayed twice. We delayed the one that was in Smolniks here, maybe twice. I'm not sure. But again, it's like, how did they have all that money for spies? Because you can see I'm down to 22. I could afford 1 spy now, but I'm holding back in case I need to build something else, So it's just they're just geniuses with money and or the market is all we can think of. They just have so much more than we do. It's just staggering, really, that Sweden got 3 artillery, while we got 1 over here. And then, it's just, I don't want to repeat myself over and over again, but you can tell, obviously, I'm pretty staggered here because we need to survive another 8 days. 8 days of this. Now, more of our cannon will develop. And what we're really, really hoping here is that we can capture at least 3 territories, maybe more. And I really do think, frankly, the more I look at this map, I really do think that the way to do this is going to be to attack westward, northward, and westward. That's where Great Britain might come into play here and be a force to be reckoned with as we move in that direction. But if we can at least just take, we're not going to take Stockholm, I don't think. But if we can take these 2, that'd be great. Just take these 2 and try to hold on to them. There's long roads coming into them. So if we even took 2 and held them, that would give us a 4 territory advantage. And I think we can afford to lose a little ground down here in France. I really wish, he didn't want people just to die in here, and I get it. I don't blame him, just to have people, just sacrificial lambs, die inside of there. But, I don't know. Better than just letting them sit there and be bombed out. There's no purpose to that. He is maybe thinking that this cannon will be built in 30 minutes. He can double time it here, so maybe it won't be quite as long as I thought. So maybe he's just thinking he'll hold out in the fort here, and he's building another level on top of that. That's good. So it may be possible to make a hold here. It's scary. And I do think 14 of these guys and a few of these cars could come down to defend as well if needed. So, but he's holding firm up there. My situation is a little more sort of crappy because look, he can stay on his own territory, and this isn't his own territory, it's his allies' territory. So this is Sweden standing on Russian soil. But Sweden, when he's standing on Russian soil, he's down to 2/3 of his speed. 2/3 of a cannon speed is 18 kilometers per hour. If I try to chase him with infantry, as soon as I get on there, it's 1/3. 1/3 ends up in this case being 12. So he's running away at 18, and I'm chasing at 12. So he can kite me forever. And I did make a run at him to see if I could catch him, and he's just too high level of a player. What he did was he ran until his timer ran out, and he stopped and just threw an artillery shell and kept running. And so you can do that all day and all night if you're alert. So there's really nothing I can do except for back off from this and wait just outside of the range of the cannon and wait for somebody to try to come in and capture it and then just run and kill him. As soon as this guy gets on my land to any significant extent, I can super snipe him because I'm much faster on my own land. I'm 3 times faster than he is. So I just have to wait for somebody to come down. And that's going to be the name of the game in a lot of these contests, I think, is just hanging back and waiting for an attack to happen. And then when they try to land something on the shores, sniping it out from under them. So that's the plan. It's not looking great defensively because of that, just the wave of mech units that they've somehow been able to build. We're not super down on material. They're not super up on material, but they've got, they got a few double woods. I should probably, I didn't really analyze the overall economics of this in enough detail. I don't think double steel, double wood over here, another double steel. Yeah, I think they started this game. It was an interesting balance. We started with the geographic advantage of being contiguous, and they started, it looks like, with a massive oil and material advantage, which is now paying off for them. So the question is, we've dominated this game for 2/3 of the game. Can we remain competitive for this last third? So it's a very, very close game, very exciting game for our first tournament game ever. I'm pretty stoked about it. I feel like, even if things turn around in the late game here, we gave them one hell of a game. We really did. We punched through in Russia. Some people over on the tournament server were saying, "How did you do that? That's almost impossible." And, frankly, it's not. I mean, we just threw a bunch of crap at it until we finally burned our way through it. But it was an all in. It required everyone to pitch in together and to work together. So I was really proud of my guys on that one. And then this strategy worked as well, landing all these troops here. It may be that all we'll take is Kalmar, but I think we'll take Kalmar and Gothenburg at the very least. I don't love that Ottoman are running up and over, but in another sense, with a big enough group, that will keep Stockholm from resupplying Karlstad. I think this is actually a good move, and make them think we're going to attack Stockholm and have them land a bunch of stuff into Stockholm to defend Stockholm. So a big enough stack can scare the shit out of Stockholm, while also sort of isolating the real attack victim over here, who does not has a railway and a fort. So that's not great that there's a fort there. Why is there a fort there? God damn it. Who puts a fort in the middle of their country? All right. That's it, guys. I just wanted to make sure I had a video for today. There's a lot going on. Super proud of the strategy, the planning of Raya. Raya suggested this attack up in. When we saw there were 30 troops in Stockholm, I went ahead and suggested that I do a diversion north. That diversion worked amazingly well. They followed me all the way up until the boys, Harkold and Raya, were able to land and successfully land. That's the key. Once you're on land, it's great. It's wonderful. And from then on, we've had some terrible exchanges here. This one cannon should not, I don't think one cannon should account for over 2-to-1 damages here. We have, what was it, 22 to 9? It's just like, what? Again, to 10. Oh, look at that, 10. And now it's 18, 20, 24 to 10. So in that time, we just had 2-to-1 more damages happen, and there's no reason for that. There's no reason whatsoever. Morale, maybe? Yeah, probably morale. No, because we're fighting troops that have been on enemy territory for a while. Oh, Sweden has good morale, 69 and Italy has decent. So morale difference is a little bit. Yeah, these Ottoman troops are pretty bummed out. They've been away from home a long, long time. But we're definitely going to take Kalmar. Probably we're definitely going to take Gothenburg. It will be iffy whether we can take Karlstad or not, but we just don't care. We've got to take as many as possible. It'd be great if we could get 3 territories in Sweden. That would be a total of 7 territories that we have captured to the 2 that they have captured over here, and then really just playing a good game of cat and mouse with any landing troops that try to come to our borders. 2 cruisers is really bad news down here. Again, it's like, how in the hell did Spain build 2 cannon and 1 cruiser? That's impressive, and we know that these games are being watched very closely. Somebody was talking about that you can find a place where they have they keep track of the amount of material that you could possibly have. Like, there is some sort of graph that generates. So whatever it is they've built is within parameters of what could reasonably or realistically be generated onto a map this size. So that's my understanding, is there's an automatic calculator. If you ever have more stuff than could possibly happen, given all the different increasing buildings, then it's flagged or something like that. So be real interested to see if we could talk with these guys later. They, as I look around, they do have that energy and material advantage that we knew they would have. But my gosh, where did they get all the silver for that? Where did they get all the, you know, it's staggering how much more they have than us. So we've got our end game cut out for us big time. All right, guys, thanks for checking in. Adios, and I'll see y'all probably on day 15. Well, you know, big things are happening. I might go back to a daily cast. We'll see. So thanks for checking in, guys. Adios, amigos.